Well, hello and welcome to Kinlaig. And we're sitting up here at our fishing pond, high up in the mountains. We've lived here for many, many years. We get a bit of fish out of the pond, which we sell on. And basically we've been oil prospecting in these mountains for many years. We have a nice little oil well, and I'll take you up to go and have a look at that now. So this is my sort of relaxation area. We have this lovely fishing pond, and we come down and we fish here and we feed our fish, and we sell our fish on to a couple of fishmongers when we get some decent fish caught. It's not huge, it's fairly slow, but it's nice sort of comfortable area, beautiful area right at the top here. Pretty harsh land, very steep little ridge here, which we need to walk up to get up to where we have our oil derrick working. And we've got this little bit of area up here which I think I'm going to start growing some onions in there, because the whole idea is that I want to get away from this dirty oil business, basically. Of course, you can see out into the distance in the Scottish seas where there are plenty of oil being produced. And over the years I've been up here, I've had this oil derrick going, and we get a reasonable amount of oil out of here still, but we don't want to be relying on it. In fact, we want to start moving away from it. So the crude oil, I've got no empty barrels left, so I'm going to have to go and sell some oil barrels. I seem to have quite a bit of crude oil in there, but I've got to get these barrels out. The only way I can transport them in these barrels. So we will go and get some of those sold. So this is our little camp area here. We have our case, fairly old tractor, nice decent horsepower though. Got a trailer to transport stuff. At the moment we're living in a couple of tents down here. Got our washing line up, and so this is pretty much where we're sleeping at the moment. Got a little bit of a workshop where we've got some gas and some fuel. Got 5,000 litres worth of diesel in there. We've got our workshop, of course. With all our bits and pieces in there that we need. It helps for keeping our vehicles going, but also keeping our oil derrick going. The oil derrick is a mod, and the mod details will be in the description. The other thing that we've got is we want to try and build ourselves a small little place to stay, and this is kind of the area that we're going to do it in. We're going to have to go and chop down some trees. We've got plenty of trees here that we can access, and we'll chop down some trees. We bring that in there. It all gets worked there, and we've got a couple of workers who come in every day, and they get that all sorted out. Wonderful view we've got over the top there. And as I said, we need to get some more oil barrels, get some money for that. We need to also get maybe a plow so we can start planting. The way I think I'm going to start converting myself here is to start planting onions up here in the hills. We've got this field, we've got a little bit of land on the other side of these trees over here. That'll be really nice. But we don't have a huge amount of money. We've only got about 2,800 in the bank at the moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get those oil barrels loaded up, and I think I know there's a place that we can take it down to the oil refineries in the town and we can get them sold there. So let's get into our tractor case, and we go and I think we'll have to put on the front end loader first, and then we'll get it hooked up to that, we'll get it loaded up to that trailer. I wonder, I think I might have auto load on those. I'm sure this fits. Should fit. Brought it up here, so there we go. I've got a front end loader there. Let's get that closed up. Right, let's get those loaded onto there. Do the first one and then we'll do the rest off camera, so that you don't have to sit and watch me loading continuously again. I think it might be best to do it from the side. Not sure what money we get for these, but we will get money. Oil price of course varies quite substantially, so at the moment I have no choice. I have to just sell what I can when I can, just to start getting the money back. Hopefully we'll start getting fish coming up quite soon. Alright, there we go. Let's go put that on the trailer. Seems a little bit unsteady on there. Yeah. Of course, nothing is essentially flat here, so as you can see from my number plates, I'm known as the Oilman. Can I hazard a guess that that will never change? I eventually want to have myself a nice little fishing enterprise going. Oh, why did that not stay on now? That's no good. Right, so we'll just get all these pallets loaded. Just going to do them on auto load because there's going to be plenty of them. So is that the maximum we can do? Looks like it. So we'll have to go and get these sold. So I'm just going to take the front end loader off. We might have to invest in a slightly bigger trailer because this is going to take a long time. Let's just get that offloaded. And we should at least be able to get one more barrel on there. Doesn't look like it. So how many have we got in there? 2, 4, 5. Well, we're going to have to head off down to the sail point. So we've got a very rough track coming in here and going out. We have to pick our way through the forest here, and then we'll get down to come out onto the main road here, and we'll get on down to the sail point. So I'll do that on a time lapse, and we'll see you when we. Right, so here we are coming down to the industrial area of Kinlaid, and just as we come in here there's a couple of options of places we can sell our oil to. So let's have a look and see which one is going to give us the best money. So I don't think the oil will be in the top one, it'll be in the second miscellaneous. So let's have a look and see. Crude oil. So we can go to get 850 from the crude oil sales point and 618 from the small refinery. So let's go over to that one there. We'll tag it and we'll see which one that is. I think it's this little area just right here. Here we go. There we go. And we can also produce, well, I think we can buy, do we actually own that? Let's have a look. I think we might own this small refinery, so we can actually eventually put some crude oil in there and start producing some higher produce. No, we don't own the small refinery yet. We'll have to buy that at some sort of stage. So where do we deliver these? Okay. And yeah, we've made a little bit of money. We're going to have to go and spend most of that money buying some more barrels. We'll head off to the shop and we will come back to you once we are at the shop, and we'll buy some barrels. See you at the shop. Right, so here we are back at the shop now, and we got held up a little bit by the bus, but we need to go and buy some oil barrels, and the oil barrels we'll get under pallets, objects pallets, and down at the bottom there, oil barrels are $20 each. So I think we'll buy 3. Shall we get another 20? I think. So yeah, we'll buy 20. Well, close to. That's 4, 5. No more space. I think we've got about 18. So let's get these loaded up. Then we can buy another 3. And it will give us a full load, I think. So let's buy another 3. There we go. Can, of course, if we wanted to, expand our oil producing operation. That might still be an option, but really I want to get away from producing oil. I want to try something different. So let's get those last 3 loaded. Oh, I wonder if we can get another 3 on. That's probably not. We might. We'll buy another 3, just see. Always pick them up at a later stage. Split them up. Yeah, we'll get the other 2 on. So that's 24 we can get in, I think. So if we're doing 24 barrels a day, it's probably not capacity. We can increase that at a later stage, but we don't want to. This tractor's not very fast, so we don't want to be doing this trip too much when we can start doing other things, like start building our home as well. Well, we'll see you once we're back at the derrick. Right, so we're just about back at the derrick. I think the turn off through the woods is around about here somewhere. There we go. We'll get used to this, but kind of hidden away because we've been here for years and years and years, but right, so let's get this offloaded into our container here, and thought they offloaded around about here somewhere. There we go. There you go, all in the containers. So we'll continue delivering the rest of this. We'll probably buy a couple more barrels just to increase production, and we'll get going. Then I think in the next episode we will start looking about cutting down some trees and getting our little home going. And then by then hopefully we'll have some fish to sell as well, somewhere along the lines. But I do hope you've enjoyed this introduction episode, and I do hope you'll follow this slightly different Kinlaid series. Try to figure out a way to start on from a different starting point as everybody else. Everybody, of course, this being a new map, is doing something on this. So thank you so much for watching. As I've said, if you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And let me know what you think about the series in the comments. Thanks very much. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio.